What's up, everybody? Yeah, Glasshouse Films presenting another midnight review. Carson, Nick is back. We got a quiet place. Shh. A quiet place. A quiet place. So, yeah, weird. I've had a weird kind of turnaround on this movie. Because when I first saw the trailers, I was like, and then I'm like, then I found out that John Krasinski wrote and directed it. And I'm like, oh, this now actually seems like something I'm into, because otherwise it looked like another Platinum Dunes horror movie that's like awesome premise, terrible execution.
Yeah. I don't know, I was pretty stoked from the start before I even knew it was directed by John Krasinski. I was like,
oh yeah, you were way more into it than I was.
Wow, that's way cool.
Yeah, and then it premiered somewhere and it's been getting rave reviews, so I'm really excited.
I'm excited.
So the extent of what I know about this film is that it takes place sometime after some sort of monster attack.
Not really,
and the monsters they seem to be drawn to sound. And this family looks like they've been kind of, making a good go of it.
Living in the woods.
They, looks like they kind of have a very set routine. I mean, you see that with the way that they're playing Monopoly.
And it looks like one of those things where, like, it's definitely okay to be, like, seen. Like, you see them kind of walking around and it's not a big deal. It seems like purely a sound thing, which is pretty cool.
Yes, so, I mean, this film is really going to live and die off of its sound design and score and how well they use that. And I'm really looking forward to that, because that, again, really cool premise. All you need to do is be able to execute on it well.
Yeah.
And so,
I kind of hope that we get sort of like quiet 2/3 of the movie, extremely loud, crazy fucking horror movie, monster, screechy third of the movie. But like done well, not like overly loud.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I saw, I talk about this all the time, 30 Days of Night.
Oh yeah.
It would go from really, really, really quiet to just like extremely loud, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stand that.
I'm hoping.
Hopefully this is not like that.
This is just a good.
But it's got good. Yeah. It's
I mean, and see,
what are we here for?
Well, the big thing that was kind of holding me back on getting pumped for this for a while was that, it stars John Krasinski and his wife Emily Blunt, and I'm like, it kind of seems like weird stunt casting.
I didn't even know Emily Blunt was his wife.
Yeah,
like
I only know that because someone I know was always like, you know who John Krasinski's wife is, right? I'm like, why would I care?
Emily Blunt.
But now that that's ingrained into my mind, I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of weird, maybe kind of stunt casty. But now that it's like, oh, he wrote and directed it, this seems less like stunt casty and more like, no, I feel like I have really great chemistry with this person.
I feel like I have really great chemistry with my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, the thing is, I've seen some couples on screen, and it's like, you fell
in love?
Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. It's like, okay, happy that y'all are married, I guess? But anyway, let's go see this thing. Woo, 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 woo.
First things first.
You're the realist?
For a movie that was so quiet, like at the start.
Yeah.
So many people. Guy's phone went off.
Yeah.
Guy, in first 20 seconds of the movie, you hear someone just drop their drink.
Oh, it dropped and spilled
it was
everywhere.
Like, I'm not mad at that guy.
I'm talking a drink bigger than this.
I'm not mad at that guy, but that's embarrassing, dude.
Oh yeah.
For the most part,
the movie hasn't even started yet. We're seeing production logos.
Yeah, and just hear the ice cubes on the ground.
It was fantastic.
And everyone in the theater's like, ooh, ooh.
Oh man. Then someone's phone went off, but it was on vibrate, and I'll give them that.
Did leave.
They did leave, but
they definitely
just turned the damn thing off
about a dozen times on the way.
Yeah. It's like, just turn it off or answer it and leave. Let them hear that you're in a cinema. But anyway, apart from that, I feel like most people understood, like, this is the kind of movie we're in for.
Yeah.
And despite that, just person right in front of me, just the whole time, like,
fists in the sky.
Yeah, just like reacting like this at anything happening in the movie, and I'm just like, stop it! Who are you doing that for?
Why? You doing it for the guy behind you?
Yeah, thank you. I don't want your performance. I got one.
But the movie though.
Okay.
The opening was very
so good.
Very intense.
And it really set the tone very well.
And I like that right out the gate, the movie totally does not show you any of the things in the trailer, like what the monsters look like. Mm-hmm. But then once you get into the movie, you like immediately get to see them, like the payoff's like right there.
True, but
quickly, it's you don't see them, but you get an idea of what they are.
Yes, you understand just how deadly these things are very quickly, but they don't give a really massive reveal of what it looks like. You get just enough for you to understand why someone would shit their pants at seeing this. So
I would compare it to like
really well done. I would say
as far as like other monsters and aliens go.
Yeah.
Kind of like as far as from seeing some of them to all of them.
Oh, you mean
like,
their physical characteristics?
Like Arrival. Like how in Arrival you kind of see part of them.
Yeah.
And then
that's actually better.
And then towards the end, like the climax, really, you kind of get like that's what they look like.
Yes.
Full on,
and it builds really well. I mean, shit.
Because there's not. I'm trying not to spoil much of it.
Yeah.
But they do show you what they look like and how they move and how they hunt early on. So I feel like it's not a spoiler. But they're cool looking. I mean, they're fucking deadly.
I mean, the whole thing is based off of sound. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's the way that works. Yeah. Tight 90 minutes.
Really good.
Perfect.
I felt like
oh my god. Paced perfectly.
This, like, I'm trying to figure out where to start. Pacing, yeah, I liked it.
I mean, it
didn't feel like it dragged on.
It moved, but it still had really good character beats. It's like, yeah, things are happening, but we're going to take a moment.
Yeah.
And we're going to sit with these characters.
You got a really good feel for, like, the most important things, like the kids.
Yes.
And you get a feel like one of them, you know, he's the son. It's like he's put in a position he doesn't want to be in. He's clearly afraid of something that he has every right to be afraid of.
Yeah.
But he's put in a position where he is like, you know, they go, well, you're gonna have to take care of like the family, you know, if something happens. Because the other daughter is deaf.
Yeah.
And you know, if you can think about that for like 10 seconds, she can't hear like her own movements even. Mm-hmm. So she can't be like the hunter-gatherer person that like the dad and the son are.
There's a lack of situational awareness.
Yeah, she wants to be, but she literally I really like the parts of the movie where they cut to like what she hears.
Yes.
And
that was done so well.
And it's completely silent, or because she has the cochlear implant, kind of like staticky.
Yes.
And so you get a good idea, like this girl wants to be able to like help out her family and be like not just a victim, but she can't because she can only. Yeah. She can't hear herself even.
At the same time, she herself doesn't allow that to hold her back in any way.
Yeah.
But the ways that other people hold her back are completely reasonable.
Yeah. Like so no character's actions in this movie were
no dumb
like,
characters.
Really, no dumb. Well,
no.
One dumb character.
Maybe.
But you know, one dumb character, but
yeah,
more of like a tug-of-cheek.
What really gets me, and this, one of the biggest words that I'll associate with this movie is patience. It kept a very steady pace, but it wasn't afraid to be. So there's this I feel like encapsulates just how dedicated they were to a very pointed direction, how they wanted this movie to go. And that was, there's a scene where someone is in danger and they kind of have to cross past these two beams, and it's one unbroken shot. So you see the beam and then you see them. So it's like, you know, something's in Nick's way, and we see that, and we have to sit with that. And they had the exact same amount of patience going back the other way, and it's like, that is perfect suspense building in a very simple way.
Like the movie was kind of jump scare-ish, but I give it a pass because there's nothing inherently wrong with a jump scare.
Yes.
It's when they're overused. In this movie, they made sense because a lot of them come from that girl's perspective.
Yes.
Where you're given the sounds that she hears, which is nothing, and then all of a sudden you see something before you hear it, before a character hears it, but you're treated to it like from their perspective a lot of the time, and you're just kind of whoa, and you kind of freak out too.
I don't even see that's where I'm having a difference with you, just on the definition of jump scare, because it does build the tension, and then the scare, like jump scare is just out of nowhere, nothing.
There was a couple that were out of nowhere.
A couple, yes, but I feel like a lot of it, the tension.
That's why I said I give it a pass because
a
lot of them it was like from that character's perspective. It wasn't just like this turn a corner, you know, kind of like, you know, kind of bullshitty like slasher jump scares.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. The scares in this film.
There's probably like one or two that I can think of where I was like, like that one was, you know, whatever. But most of them were
absolutely very, and I don't feel like this movie was neutered by a PG-13 rating. I feel like if they wanted to, they could, but I also don't feel like that was the intent of the movie. Here's the thing: is
it almost, with the kind of monsters these are, it didn't really need to be rated R because of literally how fast, how fast they kill you, how fast you die. It's like, it really is like you make a sound.
That's it.
That's it. You're done.
Yeah.
That's you have seconds between making a noise and dying.
And that was paid off really well in a couple
several
of different
times.
Points. Yeah.
Yeah, like
I mean, goddamn, the characters. So yeah. There are hardly any words spoken in this film, period.
But when they are, I don't want to say they're all like these super pointed, like super important moments, but they make sense when they happen.
Yes.
Like the movie wasn't silent from, it wasn't like what we said before we saw it, what I said before I saw it, where the first 3/4 were silent. There were parts where people talked, but they gave very good reasons, and the sound design was clearly set up where you could hear like the whole thing. I mean, you don't have to. I feel like this is a huge spoiler, but if something louder than you're talking is happening, then you can talk. And there's a couple times where that's the case. And what I really liked was the background noise was actually still really loud. It didn't hone in on the characters that were talking. You still were kind of trying to hear what they're saying.
All the levels,
which is intentional. The levels were consistent with the environment.
Absolutely,
And there isn't a lot of talking though. There really isn't.
There really.
I mean, this is the entire script for this movie is probably literally a page long. It's like an actual page long.
Probably, yeah.
Even if you count the sign language subtitles, it's probably like a 2 or 3 page script, straight up.
It's that takes a lot of strength. Yeah, that takes a lot of strength of filmmaking to be to tell that story so visually, and it works magnificently. And I mean, easily John Krasinski's best film so far, and also.
You tell me Leatherheads isn't his best film?
No. And out of the movies that we've seen and reviewed, this is easily my favorite one.
I think I'd have to agree with that.
I loved Annihilation.
And in
But
retrospect,
Annihilation,
I also really liked Annihilation.
But Annihilation's one of those movies that you have to be in a mood for. This movie, put it on any time. Let's do it.
Annihilation does have some points that kind of drag, but see, it is kind of like it's a bit cerebral. But this had little bits. It had little bits in it.
Yeah.
That I want to go back and read, like all of the newspaper clippings. I wanted to like turn up to the projector, and be like, pause that, pause that. I want to see what's the death toll in Shanghai.
Yeah.
I was like,
what countries has he talked to yet?
Yeah, you get you get all the lists of countries he's talked to, and like.
Yeah,
you also get that there were other survivors.
Yes,
the whole when they light the torches, when they light the beacons for Gondor.
And I feel like we finally hit this point with films about survival, not necessarily post-apocalyptic films, but
a lot of times
about survival. Yeah, we've had enough of them that the general population can understand. Maybe we shouldn't rebuild a community. Maybe we should stay far enough away from each other. And it's like, okay. And in this particular situation, makes complete sense.
I want to say the only gripe I have, which doesn't have really much to do with the plot of the movie, but just like the setting in general, is I feel like there's definitely, and maybe this is the case, where there probably are societies that are like soundproofed, and that they're just in this unfortunate situation where they live in the middle of nowhere. I mean, they live in the woods. Yeah. And it looks like that's their house. It's not like a house they found.
Like upstate New York somewhere.
It looks like that's where they live, and they just literally can't get out because you can't start a car. And you're limited.
You can't build a campfire.
You're limited to where you can walk without shoes.
Yeah, without shoes, yeah, exactly.
And so I feel like there's maybe this implication that maybe a huge part of society is actually safe from these monsters, and they're just not. Yeah. Because they can't leave their situation. Like they're... Because there's definitely the kind of implication that like you could just go underground, build... some thick walls and be safe from them.
Yeah.
But they're not in that situation.
That's one of the headlines said.
Yes, yeah, go underground.
Yeah.
And clearly these things didn't just massacre humanity in like one day. Yeah. Because there are several newspapers all over.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Sound activates them, but you're still publishing newspapers.
If they're still at a point where they're circulating newspapers,
exactly. Yeah.
I imagine this thing took a very long time.
Yeah.
To ravage society,
but incredibly deadly.
I
gotta say, just everything, the camera work, the sound design, of course, the acting, the only point that I'm like, was just the music. I was like,
I was gonna say sometimes it was like, we don't need the violin, like every time something happens.
Yeah,
and it didn't happen every time.
True.
But there were times where they probably could have just left out the music just had they did have really tense scenes without music.
Yes,
but I would have been 100% fine with just every scene being the no music.
I kind of feel like it was a situation where John Krasinski was like, I don't want any music in this, and some producer was like, you're gonna have music in this. And he's like, fine, but I'll have as little music as possible. And yeah, just so there are 3 writers on this film. I don't want to state that it was all John Krasinski, but the 3 writers and John Krasinski as director and star of the film absolutely just knocked it out of the damn park.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was phenomenal in the film. And damn, I mean, shit, just easily.
Emily Blunt's character did a very good job of a lady in incredible amount of pain who's trying really, 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 really hard not to make any noises. Also, with the whole, not really a surprise, but at the start of the film, she's pregnant, and that's a big part of the movie. I definitely thought when they showed that box, that they were making like a baby gas chamber. I legitimately thought the plan was when she had the kid, that they were just gonna gas it, and that was a little baby casket. I swear to God, I thought that's what that was.
I thought that at first, but then I'm like, it's got too much padding.
I mean,
makes sense.
I've seen baby caskets with padding.
Anyway.
That's what I thought it was, and that's not an unreasonable thought given the world that kid will be raised in.
Phenomenal film. Absolutely. I think it's
pretty great.
It's 100% worth seeing in cinemas. It deserves your time and money. Please go see this film. I would even say, like, go see it in like a couple weeks. Don't see it like the fewer
don't see
people,
it like tomorrow. Better. And I'm not saying it just so like people are gonna make a lot of noise, but even just like there's so much silence in the movie that even like creaky chairs, like squeaky chairs.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to drink. I didn't even want to drink my drink. I was like, oh, ice cubes.
Yeah.
The ice cubes. They'll wake them up. You know?
The monster will come for me.
Like, we had a guy die before the movie started, dropping his damn drink. He dead.
He did.
I would have lived through that whole movie.
Yep.
I'm proud.
Yeah.
Several people would have died. Girl next to me would have died. Girl next to you would have died.
Oh yeah, she was crying by the end of the film. I'm like, damn.
I wouldn't say the movie's maybe like a tearjerker, but if
made me feel. Made me feel.
Yeah.
Go see this film, please.
Go see it.
It's so good. So
take your loud crying kids to go see it too. And then hopefully like the first 5 minutes of the movie will just be like
that's
real
why you
pointed.
Don't talk in the
That's
cinema.
why you don't talk in I wanted it to just the movie just to have like a hard cut there with like an old-timey intermission that's like, and that's why you don't talk in movies. Like,
now turn off your damn phone.
Turn off your cell phone. That would have been great if it was a turn off your cell phones. Turn off your cell phones. Thing just fucking running through the forest.
God, yes.
Just takes out Can You Hear Me Now guy. I don't know, that's an old reference.
No, he's making a comeback on Sprint.
Well, anyways, Sprint, Can You Hear Me Now? Can you hear me now? Boom, tackled, killed, dead. Yeah. Turn off your cell phones and then go see this movie.
Go see the film. Super good. I have no idea what's out next week. I completely forgot.
Me neither.
But
me neither. Everything's just leading to Infinity War, and 10 years of me kind of like waiting for that is not gonna be huge. I feel like the payoff's not gonna be. I want it to be good, but there's no way it's gonna be as good as I want.
It's gonna be 3.5 hours of hi, I'm Doctor Strange. Nice to meet you, Spider-Man. Nice to meet you, Iron Man. Nice to meet you, Chris Pratt.
What's up?
Nice to meet you, Ant-Man. Nice to meet you, Wasp.
You know what? I can learn a thing from Valerian. Just the beginning. Major Tom to crowd control. They're all just shaking hands.
You know what?
4 minutes.
What? I'm the only one in the world who would like this, but if this whole lead up was the whole lead up to Infinity War and everything, and the fact that Jeremy Renner isn't on that big ass Infinity War poster.
It's because he's too busy playing tag with all his friends.
Yes. No, what I was gonna say
he's never lost a game of tag, dude.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is like Infinity War starts, Thanos is coming up to like punch Captain America, and Captain America's like, hard cut. 10 years later, and it's just Clint Barton being Hawkeye in New York City, and it's an adaptation of the Matt Fraction and Aja run of,
I would like him. I hope that Thanos
Hawkeye
just gets the gauntlet, does the snap. Turns out all the half people that died were like pretty shitty people, and then the world's just a better place, and Thanos gets the girl.
Making romantic comedy.
He goes back to hanging out on his weird, like, really, really small planet that he just chills in.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
I heard they're bringing Ronin back for something. Oh, no, it's for the Marvel girl movie.
Oh, Captain Marvel. Okay, that makes sense.
Because it takes place in, like, the 90s?
Yes.
Anyways, next week, no idea.
Yeah, next week, absolutely. Hope it's not Chappaquiddick. If it's Chappaquiddick, we'll just go see Blockers instead.
Yeah, we'll just do a week late and go see Blockers.
So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/glassfilmshouse. Comment below once you see the movie. Tell us what you thought. I would imagine you also think it's pretty radical. Twitter at GlassesFilms and Facebook.com/GlassesFilms. Thanks y'all, and we'll see you next week for something, I guess.
For a movie.
For a movie.